What's going on, guys? Styx here with the Token Minorities, bringing you a, well, mock battle for Week 3 of Season 6 of the CPC. And before I get into the explanation of everything, just a reminder that if you guys like this video or found it helpful, please leave a like, drop a comment, click that subscribe button. Helps us out a ton, and let's do more cool stuff for you guys. And also, if you are new to the channel here at TTM, we are a collaborative channel, so there is more than just myself and the draft format content that you see before you. There is also Jolt and Crobat for the win with their own amazing draft content as well, and we also have TCG in addition to all of that. So if any of that interests you, please feel free to check that out. And then there is a link to the Discord for TTM in the description. We have channels for every different facet of Pokemon, whether that's draft format, TCG, or Smogon, if that's something that you're into. But anyway, on to the game. So, okay, couple housekeeping things to take care of before I really get into the battle. So first and foremost is the fact that this is not the actual battle. As you can see, my opponent is not Jacko, which was my scheduled opponent for this week, but unfortunately, the way it went down, basically he just had a lot of real life stuff going on, and so unfortunately with both of our busy schedules, we had originally scheduled for the Sunday, and then he was unable to make it due to IRL stuff. So I mean, I unfortunately was not able to reschedule due to my own very busy schedule this week, so we had to take the forfeit win. That's not something that I like to do. It's just, unfortunately, in this situation, our schedules were not conducive to finding a time to reschedule. So we did end up with a 3-0 forfeit win this week, but I also wanted to, before I even explain that, just want to give shout outs to Jack and say that, bro, we all hope that everything is going well with you and that all of this resolves itself soon. He is a very, very good battler, and I would hate to see a season forfeited by someone as talented as he is just because of stuff going on in his life. So also, we just hope that real life stuff is able to resolve itself, because nobody likes having that go on. So anyway, considering that I already had the team built, I already had the team builder, he would already be able to see what team I would have been bringing. I just decided that, you know what, I already have the team builder out there. I had a very, very epic mock battle against MegaOsh, so big shout outs to him for that. And so I decided that, you know what, let's just go ahead and show off the team in this instance. I want to give my front office their props for the Swampert set that they got me, and it actually did a lot of work in this battle. So I mean, really just everything kind of came down to, screw it, let's just go ahead and record this mock battle. So this is a mock battle, this is not the real battle. I apologize, it just so happened that I got a forfeit win this week, but I still wanted to bring you guys a battle with the team that I did bring for this week. And also one final thing, sorry, I am rambling like crazy, I might just put this in the description. You might notice that there is a new logo up in the left-hand corner. I know that on Monday I showed you the logo that DJ made me and gave hints to a logo that Dallas made me. So this week I am using a new logo that Dallas made me. Let me bring that up here really quickly. And yeah, so this is a very, very cool logo that Dallas made. I mean, I really like it because it has a different profile of Dwebble than kind of the angle that you see. It's a straight on view, and that's why I'm using it in the battles, because it's a much cooler and unique view of Dwebble than you were accustomed to seeing. So while I do love the one that DJ made me, I kind of like that as more of a appreciate the whole thing, whereas Dallas just has such a cool profile of Dwebble that I couldn't not use it in this. So big shout outs to Dallas for that. And yeah, 4 minutes in, I think I'm finally ready to jump into the battle. Very sorry about that, but as you can see, I just have the same team that I used in the team builder. And my plan for the entire my plan going into the battle was to lead with Swampert, get up a sub, and then start doing work against his team. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Just going to lead with my Swampert as he does decide to lead with his Styx, and this is exactly what I was hoping for. This matchup is perfect for me, so I am immediately just going to go for that sub, and then I can Toxic, Earthquake, Waterfall, whatever he decides to bring in. He does bring in the Como-O. I'm going to scout out damage on that thing a little bit, go for an Earthquake immediately. If he wanted to go for Clanging Scales, then that would reduce his defense, so I would be able to 2-hit KO that thing, and that does pretty good damage. I mean, that actually does a pretty nice chunk considering I'm not max invested pert. But considering I know he's not going to want to Clanging Scales, potentially risk a roll knocking out his Como, I'm just going to go straight for the Toxic, as he does predict the next Earthquake goes into his Torn, as I'm able to Toxic that thing, which is phenomenal for me. And now that he's forced to break the sub, I'm just going to go for the Waterfall, get a very, very nice chunk as he breaks it with Grass Knot. And now Swampert's too valuable. I'm just going to go straight into my Necrozma, potentially take a Z Hurricane or a Z Grass, whatever, as he makes a good prediction, goes for the U-turn, brings in his Alolan Persian. But at this point, I'm really not overly concerned about what Alolan Persian can do to me, so I am just going to stay in with my Necrozma, go for a knockoff. Whatever he wanted to do, it would have gotten rid of something's item. As he goes into Slowbro, that is fine with me. I'm able to get rid of its Culver Berry. If it had lefties, I would have been able to get rid of those, and yeah, just kind of an all-around good situation for me. So considering my Ferrothorn does have the Aqua Berry, I'm not worried about a Fire Blast. I want to get my rocks up immediately, so I'm just going to switch that in as he T-Waves me, and like I said, just going to get up his rocks as he goes into his Como on my Ferrothorn. Now, not wanting to take a Flamethrower, I'm just going to go straight into my Swampert, as once again, Mega Oshawott makes a very nice prediction, goes for a Clanging Scales, hits me. Would be a 2-hit KO, but these lefties are coming in clutch, so I am just going to be able to go straight for an Earthquake, potentially knock out that Como if he went for a second Clanging Scales, as he brings in Slowbro. And this is perfect. This is exactly what I EV'd Pert's sub to take, as I do sub, and he actually breaks it. Now, as you can tell from the team builder, if you haven't watched that, I will link that in the description, please check it out. As you could tell from the Swampert from the team builder, Swampert is EV'd to never have its sub broken by defensive Slowbro Scald. Now, my sub got broken on the first try, which I found really, really weird because the Slowbro already revealed to be Culver Berry, which tells me that it's pretty much a defensive Slowbro, and the damage from knockoff as well tells me that it's a defensive Slowbro, as well as T-Wave. So, I mean, all indications are that this would be a minimally invested Slowbro, but Scald broke my sub on the first try. I mean, if it did it another time, then I would be like, okay, well, it's probably just a roll, but it broke it on that first one, so I'm very confused right now. But regardless, I'm going with my gut. I'm going with what this Pert should be. I know that he shouldn't be able to break my sub consistently with Scald, so I am just going to be like, okay, let's see if this is any more invested than I thought. I'm just going to go for a sub again as he goes for a Slack Off, which is perfect for me. Didn't get to see if he could break my sub then. So now what this allows me to do is just get off a Toxic on this Slowbro, start wearing that thing down as he goes for the Scald, and this time it does not break my sub. Now, I was talking to him after this game, and he sent me his set. It was literally 8 investment Slowbro. Like, Slowbro had 8 special attack investment, and it was able to break my sub on the first try. So he got the absolute max roll he could get with Scald on my sub that first time, and I was very, very confused, but I mean, it all makes sense at the end of it. Just happened to get the absolute max roll on my sub that first time. So all's good, able to get up a sub on the Slowbro, Toxic it, while not having my sub broken. And yeah, Swampert is low, but it's slowly getting back health with leftovers. And as long as the Slowbro is in, I can keep chipping it away with Earthquake and Toxic. So this is great for me. I just had to make sure that he doesn't go into Como, because this is a very risky point for me. If he goes into Como, Clanging Scales will be able to break my sub, will be able to hit me through the sub and take me out. So that's always in the back of my mind on this. And I do, well, really, I'm just taking what's in front of me right now. I know that I can sub up on the Slowbro all day long unless he just consecutively gets max rolls. And if he goes into Como, I can play it from there. But really, I just kind of had to take the opportunities given to me by my Swampert. And quite frankly, my Swampert is doing 100% work. Like, this thing is putting in the, well, it's putting in the effort. I didn't want to say putting in the work again, because I already said putting in 100% work. But it's gotten the Torn low, it's gotten a Toxic on it, it's gotten Slowbro Toxic. I mean, this thing's doing really, really well and is insanely annoying for him to deal with. So, knowing that he can just hard switch into his Como, if he wanted to do that, I would just switch out if I needed to. But he goes into his Torn as I get up another sub, and this is perfect for me, because if he goes for a U-turn, I get a Waterfall, I get a Torrent-boosted Waterfall off on something. If he stays in to break my sub like he does, the Torn, I got rid of the Torn. Like, the Torn is now dead, it is gone. This is this is perfect for me. I mean, the Tauren was a huge, huge threat to me, but now Swampert was able to get rid of it. He goes into his Diancie, knowing I can take any 2 hits of barring 2 back-to-back HP fires. I'm just going to go straight into my Ferrothorn, take whatever hit Diancie wants to go for, and then Gyro Ball. I could have gone for Leech Seed, predicting the Kommo-o, especially because Kommo-o is immune to Gyro Ball thanks to Bulletproof, but really, I just didn't want Diancie the setup. I mean, Kommo is a lot easier for me to deal with, especially since he revealed to be a Rocks variant. So I'm not as worried about Kommo. I just took the potential chance to get rid of Diancie when I could, and unfortunately it did not pay off. So now the Kommo is in. I'm going to go straight into my Tapu Koko. I can take the Flamethrower, I can take the Clanging Scales, I can take an Earthquake if he tries to predict, because I do have the Shuka Berry, as he goes for the Flamethrower, and that does over half. So kind of unfortunate right now. But what I do know is that, okay, he has a Steelix. Steelix is a 100% answer to this Tapu Koko. Like, no questions asked. Steelix switches into this Tapu Koko all the time. I don't have Nature's Madness, unfortunately. But what I can do is be incredibly aggressive right now. And knowing that he's going to go into his Steelix, I'm actually going to double back into my Swampert, because this allows me to get a turn of lefties, fire off a Torrent boosted Adamant Waterfall. And then if he goes into Slowbro, I'll be able to get up yet another substitute on it. So he goes into his Kommo. That takes 21% from Adamant Torrent Waterfall, and I'm just like, ah, crap. That double worked out, but it was so anticlimactic. So I am just going to go straight into my Necrozma. Goes for a Clanging Scales, does 39, and at this point I'm just thinking, yeah, this is not looking good. I just kind of want to safe switch into my Mega Pidgeot at this point, because it can do a ton of work against his team. Yes, I don't have coverage to hit Steelix, but he won't think. Well, he would more likely think that I would have Heat Wave than HP Steel. So I'm hoping just for like a surprise KO at this point with my Mega Pidge once I am able to come in. So I'm going to sack off Necrozma to the Kommo right now, just try to go for Moonlight in case he doesn't KO me. And he actually gets min-maxed right there, and my Necrozma is able to heal up. So I was like, oh, that is a very, very pleasant surprise. But taking this opportunity, I could go for like an HP Ice or an Earthquake to do some damage. But I'm like, you know what, Necrozma, I want it back at full health so it can take on Diancie or switch into Kommo-o later. As he goes into his Persian, and I'm just like, okay, this Persian's annoying. I want to get rid of whatever item it has, as I unfortunately knock off the Choice Scarf. Now that stinks because he was locked into knockoff and I could have taken advantage of it, but since I knocked off his Choice Scarf, he was able to Parting Shot into his Steelix, as I do just go for another Moonlight, get back up to 100%, and Steelix is very, very annoying. So I am just going to go back into my Swampert. If he wanted to go for a Toxic, if he wanted to go for an Earthquake, that would have taken out my... Well, Swampert would have been annoyed by the Toxic. Earthquake would have taken me out. As he goes for the Curse. Now, I'm just thinking, okay, what the heck is this Steelix where it's cursing? Like, it's Curse, I don't know what else it has. I mean, Kommo has Rocks, so it doesn't need Rocks. So I'm really, really wondering what this Steelix has right now. But considering I'm still in Torrent, I'm just going to go for a Waterfall, see what type of damage I do, and that does less than half. Maybe I can get a flinch, and I do not, as he gets a second Curse with the Rocky Helmet. Now, I know I'm not going to go down to Rocky Helmet, and maybe if I get a flinch, I can take out the Steelix at this point. But Waterfall does not KO it, don't get a crit, don't get the flinch. He's able to rest back up, and my Swampert is actually wearing itself down very quickly with the Rocky Helmet, so I am just going to pull the hard switch out into my Ferrothorn. With my Resistance and my Lefties, I will be able to come in again later on something as a potential sack. Plus Ferrothorn, as he revealed to be Rest Talk Curse, I know that he has to either be Earthquake or Gyro Ball, or those are the two moves that I was assuming he'd be anyway, because you'd want a dual stab to hit something hard. And if Earthquake, I could just go straight into Pidgeot, be completely immune, and then work up my way to taking out the Steelix. Or if he was Gyro Ball, then Ferrothorn can come in, take 4% from that, and then just Leech Seed up and be able to recover back some health for my team. So he does reveal to be Gyro Ball. That is perfect for me. That means Ferrothorn walls this for days. I will just be able to throw off a Leech Seed, wear something down, get some health back onto my team as he goes into his Kommo. That is perfect for me. Ferrothorn is recovering a little bit of health. Kommo is getting worn down. And now I'm just going to go straight into my Necrozma. Now that it is at full health, it can take whatever 2 hits Como wants to throw at me, as he does double into his Diancie. And this is perfect, because even though with my lefties knocked off, I will potentially go down to 2 Moonblasts, Necrozma is going to do its job. If he wanted to Calm Mind up, he would not be able to OHKO me from there. And Earthquake was an easy 2-hit KO, as you can see. So basically, Necrozma did its job of preventing Mega Diancie from being able to set up and potentially sweep me. So yeah, Necrozma did its job. It will unfortunately go down to 2 Moonblasts. Don't get any of that min-max shenanigans right here. But it did its job. Diancie was not able to set up. I am able to go into my Mega Pidgeot right here, and I don't even have to reveal the HP Steel, so I can keep him thinking that I have Heat Wave. I am just able to go for a Hurricane, take that thing out to where he won't want to bring in his Steelix, as he does bring in the Slowbro. Now, Mega Pidgeot is actually somewhat bulky, or bulky enough, rather, to where I know that I can take a defensive Ice Beam and go for a workup, as that's what I'm going to do right here. He does Ice Beam. I'm going to roost off that damage to where maybe I can get even more workups. Try to get a little bit greedy on this Slowbro, as I know I will need more than just +1 special attack in order to beat the Steelix, as all I have to hit it with is Hurricane. So I'm going to start to get a little bit greedy, and as you can see this coming turn, that is going to bite me, as he does reveal the T-Wave. Now, I mean, oh, actually, he already had the T-Wave. We knew he had the T-Wave. I just had a brain fart right here, completely forgot that he had Thunder Wave, and was like, ah, crap. Well, shouldn't have gotten greedy, should have just taken the +1, and then I could have set up potentially on, like, Como more later if I wanted to. But, yeah, that was a dumb play by me, just forgetting that he had T-Wave. It's going to bite me, as I am just going to go for the Hurricane, take out this Slowbro. And yeah, now I'm in a position to potentially get another KO depending on what he goes into, as nothing can one-shot me. He goes into his Persian, I'm like, oh, this is perfect. If I take out Persian, Raichu will easily win the game, even without electric terrain. But he Icy wins, it's not going to KO me, I get parried. He Icy wins me once again. I'm going to go for a Hurricane to try to take this thing out, get parried once again. So yeah, I mean, I just need to take this Persian out, because Raichu will win the game at this point, as I am finally able to break through, knock out the Persian, and Raichu will be able to clean up this game once my Mega Pidgeot goes down to a Flamethrower from his Como. But yeah, I mean, this was a very, very epic game. I mean, a Raichu coming through clutch. Actually, my investment to always be faster than Como is really allowing me to do this without electric terrain, which is very, very nice at this end game, because I'm able to outspeed the Como guaranteed, knock it out with Psychic, and then Steelix, now that we know it doesn't have Earthquake, I will be able to 2-hit that KO that thing with Surf, even if it gets Gyro Ball that only does 37, and Raichu will be able to take that thing out with a Surf once again to win the game. So yeah, I mean, that was quite frankly an incredibly epic mock battle. I mean, yeah, it ended up being 4-0, but that was, for all of you that watched it, that was a much, much better game than the final score would have indicated. So big shout outs to MegaOsh. That was an awesome team. You played very, very well. Some of those doubles really, really caught me off guard, as well as some of those sets. So props to you, bro. Like, that was really sick. So, and also to everybody else, sorry that this unfortunately was not the Week 3 game. Like I said, did have to take the forfeit. And Jack, hope everything's going well with you and that things resolve itself soon. So, regardless, even though this was just a mock battle, hope you guys enjoyed watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And this is Styx signing out. Why not? See you guys.